Okay. Hello and welcome to what I believe is the second race in the Super Mario 63 No Major Skips tournament. That's NMS. We have here with us Vertic, who is the world recordist in almost every category, particularly in No Major Skips. And we also have Dignity, who is a very skilled player as well, who is, I believe, 8th on the NMS leaderboards. So we also have an interesting race today. If you don't know what NMS means, that refers to, again, no major skips. It is getting through the whole game in the roughly intended route without skipping any major portions of the game. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. For anybody who doesn't know, Super Mario 63 is a fan game made in Adobe Flash by Runo. It aims to replicate Super Mario 64 with some elements of Super Mario Sunshine and a couple of elements from Super Mario Galaxy. It's a lot of fun. It's very old and it's quite crusty, but it's very fun. I would recommend trying it. Once again, if anyone has... I'm not revealing Redux. That's off topic. If anyone has any questions that are related to the runs, or if you need anything explained, I will do my best. I don't know the route for NMS very well, so I can't explain the routing because I've only run it one time. But I do know the strats, so I can try my best to explain those. I believe they will be starting very shortly. Reminder to ask any questions that you need to. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, they're off. So they're both starting off in Tutorial 1. We ought to be... This is an interesting part of the run, because luckily it's a relatively small proportion of the run on NMS, but it's filled with a lot of RNG, and it's known for being people's generally least favorite part of the run. So it ought to be quite interesting. They've made their way through the first 2 rooms. Dignity has collected Flood. That's a very important movement option that you have in the game, taken from Super Mario Sunshine. It's a lot of fun to use. They've both gone for Bird Skip. That's a little skip that you can use to get up into that clip faster. They're pretty much neck and neck. These two are very experienced, and this part is used in the any percent run, which means that they both have a lot of experience with this part, which means that they're more or less neck and neck. They make very few mistakes on this early part. So the roof NMS is usually taking the same at the beginning, the same as any percent that is. And being that they're both top runners, they will probably be using Wet Dry World route. Yeah, that sounds about right. I can't remember if the Wet Dry World route has the Reds glitch. I don't think it does, which is good because that's hard to explain. So they're both almost neck and neck, hopping out of Secret of the Stars. How long is the run? The run is, I believe, about... Yeah, sub 30 for top runners. Wet Dry World doesn't... Okay, it doesn't have the weird thing that's hard to explain. That's good. Okay, they're making it through Bob-omb Battlefield. The layout of this level is not particularly similar to the layout of the level in Super Mario 64, but it has some similarities. You can see the Chomp Gate down there. They're making their way over to collect the Silver Stars. That is an interesting addition to the game. There are both Silver Stars and red coins in the same level. How do you play this? I don't understand your question. If you're asking how to play in 2022, now that Flash has been discontinued, the way that we usually play it is to... we use the Adobe Flash Projector, which is like an EXE version of Flash Player. Yeah, you can join the Discord server and we'll be able to give you the files, but basically we use the Projector version, which is the standalone EXE version of... Yeah, okay, we use the standalone EXE Projector version of Adobe Flash, and we use an SWF file. That's basically the ROM for the game file, and we plug that into the EXE. Why do the runners keep pausing so much? That's really hard to explain, but there are a lot of glitches in this game. Glitches and various tricks that involve pausing in various parts of the game, such as things like double rocketing, exiting levels to avoid the shine exit animation, shine cancelling, things I can't explain very fast, but it's used for a lot of things. Vertic is about to go for a shine cancel. That involves triple jumping and pausing. And what it allows you to do is stay in the stage after collecting a shine sprite, and it won't kick you out like it usually does. It's very difficult, and it takes a lot of practice, and it's one of the main reasons that people find NMS difficult. When does this run end? It ends at the end of the escape sequence, which is where you see the meteor crashing into the castle. So you usually get 32 shines and no star coins on this run. Yeah, it's the transition into the credits. If the run goes well, it will be 0 star coins and 32 shines. Yeah, you get a 33rd shine for completing the last level, but you don't actually see that happen. It just sort of quietly adds it on. You can explain anything that you need to. I didn't see what happened, honestly. You don't need to describe the route, but it might help in certain parts. I don't know. I don't know half of what they're doing, but I know most of the strats they're doing. I just can't pay attention to both things at once, and as well as chat. Vertic is going for the Bowser 1 fight, which is very similar to in Super Mario 64. Ooh, he misses the third throw slightly, but that's not going to stop him. There's an interesting part of the run here where Dignity drops on top of this block and then presses down, and he randomly warps through an invisible dev pipe. Vertic warped in the ice maze. Oh, that's where you use hover and you push up into the top left of the ice maze, and it sort of zips you through the wall slightly. Vertic is interestingly going for bird skip, which is a very difficult strat based a lot on RNG. But he appears to have got it. That's difficult. That is Tutorial 2 bird skip specifically, not to be confused with the Tutorial 1 bird skip, which is much easier. Vertic is making his way up into... There we go, he's finished Tutorial 2. Dignity is not going for bird skip, which is probably the more rational decision, because it's very difficult. But Vertic managed to get it, which is impressive. Vertic is very good at this game, in case nobody knew. Vertic is making his way through Shifting Sandland, SSL. I always get that confused with Snowman's Land, which is SL. Dignity is continuing his way through Tutorial 2. Vertic goes for a shine cancel, he gets it. By the way, missing a shine cancel, because these runners are both very good at the game, missing a shine cancel could be basically what kills the run for them. Provided there are no other major mistakes, because missing a shine cancel is a 1-frame window, and it loses you like a minute. So you got to be very careful with those. Possibly 30 seconds ahead. Yeah, getting the bird skip will save you about 30 seconds. Missing it will lose you about the amount of time that it takes to attempt it. So probably like 10 seconds. So you do get more reward out of it than you would lose, but it is very difficult. Vertic is now going into the garden section, which involves... Yeah, okay, it's correct. Why did Vertic quit game there? I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. There's too many things to focus on. Yeah, probably Flood Preserve, which is a strat that I don't have time to explain, but basically you get flood nozzles in the wrong place. I'm not sure if Riley actually doesn't know the answers to these questions, or if they're just asking them to stimulate conversation, but it is difficult to understand everything that happens in the game, so I would not blame them for not knowing. Okay, you're just stringing me along. All right. Vertic is going through the RNG-based garden section. There's very little you can do to speed this part up other than killing enemies as fast as you can. Thanks, SpeedGaming bot. The objective here is to more or less just wait it out until Kamek spawns the Goom Boss thing, but the way to advance the fight is to kill a lot of enemies. We figured that out after quite a lot of effort. I feel like I forgot to explain something, but oh well. Dignity is now making his way into the same section. That's an off-topic question, but it's going well. Vertic has now killed the Goon Boss. It's not too difficult because you just need to position yourself correctly. Dignity is now about to... Oh, I was wrong. Vertic is going to Wet Dry World, which is the bit that we talked about earlier. There are 3 shines in this area. Reminder, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. Vertic is making his way slowly up this part. There's a difficult shine cancel here. He gets it, though. The game just stopped accepting inputs. Oh, no. Okay, Dignity has frozen in place. Oh, he's back. That's odd. Okay, well, hopefully that doesn't lose him too much time. I haven't experienced that before. That's odd. Vertic does a strange warp technique where he goes in and out of the level to... in and out of the room to respawn the shine. He's now making his way to Haats Cave, which is a very big level. He luckily avoids the star coin, because you can pick that up by accident, and it doesn't lose you a whole lot of time, but you just have to wait through the animation. He's now going through and doing... he's shine cancelling that. You have to use the Vanish Cap to get through that wall. A reminder, any questions, I'll answer them. Vertic is going to do a precise shine cancel there. He gets it, and he's going to do a quick trick to break this box in a way that you're not supposed to. He gets it. You have to align yourself correctly, and no one quite knows how to do it properly, so you sort of have to guess. Hello, DigiDude22. Vertic is making his way into the Silver Stars section. Dignity is still dealing with the Garden section, which is fair enough, because that section is annoying. There is now no longer any threat for Vertic other than trying to not get crushed by those blocks, and he makes it, and he gets out. I believe quitting game there is faster than exiting level because it allows you to have these flood nozzles in the castle section, which is very fast. He's now making his way into the Thwomp's Castle Secret Star, which you can get through pretty quickly with the floods that he preserved from Haats Cave. The reason that NMS is so much longer than any percent is because you actually have to collect shines, and you can't skip into Bowser 3. So it means that you have to collect all of the shines that are necessary to get to Bowser 3, whereas in any percent, there is a secret passageway in the castle that is put there intentionally. This is not a glitch. There is an intentional secret passageway that takes you straight to the last level. You're not actually supposed to be able to access it quite as early as you do. At least I don't think you are. Maybe you are. I don't remember. Actually, I think you are. I might be misremembering that. But yeah, you can get to the last level really quickly. Vertic is now in Bowser 2, or Bowser in the Fire Sea. There are some difficult parts in this level, and it is definitely not people's favorite level. As you can see, from the inconvenient bonk into almost lava death. I am misremembering it? Yeah, okay, that sounds about right. This is not Bowser 3, this is Bowser 2. Bowser 3 comes later. In an ordinary playthrough, Bowser 3 is really long. In NMS, it's a bit shorter, because you can skip some of it, but not all of it. Oh, Best of 3, sorry, I thought you meant Bowser 3. No, it's just the first one, because we don't have enough time. We only have an hour slot, and doing Best of 3 would take at least an hour. I think on a good day, they could get it in like 40 minutes. Well, longer than that. That's like less than world record. Vertic did a cutscene skip there to get out of there fast, which is good. It's not too difficult once you learn it, but if you miss it, it's catastrophic. You have to literally close the game and reopen it. Best of 3 for the finals? Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there when that was decided. Dignity is making his way through to... Oh, he's doing Boo's Mansion. I don't think we've seen this yet, actually. I think that might have been a course correction, or possibly an accident. I don't know what that was. Vertic is now in Tall Mountain. He's making his way up to collect the shine right up in the sky. He's going to exit level because it's not worth shine cancelling that one. You're just too far away from where all the rest of the stuff is. It's not worth shine cancelling it. He just did a double rocket, which involves pausing to get 2 rockets for the price of 1. Well, 2 rockets for the price of 2, but you can do 1 in midair. It still costs double the water. Oh, Vertic accidentally collects a star coin, sorry, which doesn't lose him much time, but it does lose him a little bit. Dignity is making his way through Hazy Maze Cafe. I almost said Hazy Maze Cafe. He's going to do a wrong warp, which is something that we've been studying today. It's where you walk through a loading zone and pause, and he does it, and he warps to the wrong place, and it ends up saving him a bit of time. But he does not have the vanish cap, so he's not able to collect that shine. So he's going to lose a bit more time. He's going to have to go over to be able to get that shine, which isn't going to lose him a whole lot of time, but it loses him a little bit of time. He goes for an interesting choice of shine cancel there. Stop asking me questions that aren't related to the run, but thank you. I won't, probably. I'm busy. Vertic is making his way through Red Shine, which is an auto-scroller section, which nobody really likes, and I won't be commentating it very much. I'll be focusing on Dignity, but it's an auto-scroller. It takes ages. There's no way to speed it up. Dignity is now in the water section in Hazy Maze Cave. It is definitely the worst shine in NMS. Now take all bosses, which is basically that, but like 7 times. Dignity is making his way through the Silver Star section. Sorry, I always get those confused. Ow! I sat on my chest strangely. Dignity is making his way through. He gets the shine. He doesn't need to shine cancel that. In fact, I don't even know if it's possible to shine cancel that. He goes back into the level. I'm not sure if that was intentional. I assume so. Yes, it was intentional. He makes his way, goes for the wrong warp again, and he gets it that time, which is good. Saves him quite a lot of time. I think he didn't mean to do that. What does he do? I don't know what he's doing. There's probably some reason to what he's doing, but I don't know what it is. I think he might have been going for a double wrong warp and he only got a single. Or something like that. I don't know. I don't run this category. Whatever he was trying to do, he did it. Eventually. Vertic is approaching the boss fight at the end of this level, which is fairly trivial. All you've got to do is spin it into the lava, which is pretty difficult when you do it the first time, but once you know the strat, it's not too hard. Dignity is just finishing off Toxic Maze. He goes for a unnecessary shine cancel. I don't know why he did that, but he missed it, so it doesn't matter. Vertic is now going to kill the boss. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Instead, now he's going to get the red shine. Dignity is making his way into Frosty Flood. This is meant to teach you how to use the Turbo Flood, but he's going to skip all of it. So he's not going to learn anything. He's not going to grow as a person. He's going to exit the level to skip the animation. Oh, he's also going to quit game to preserve floods into the castle. Vertic is now in Ticktock Clock, doing a different form of flood preserve, which involves not having it in the castle. Oh, he's just doing meme strats? Okay, fair enough. So Dignity will now be doing the most bizarre strats that he can possibly muster to make it entertaining, but not necessarily fast, but also kind of fast. Vertic is going through, I think, Magma Maze, which doesn't actually have any magma in the NMS run. He gets the shine. Dignity makes his way up to Thwomp's Castle. Vertic makes his way back into Ticktock Clock. Because of what he did earlier, he now has floods in this area. That's really hard to explain, don't ask. He does a shine cancel, that's a difficult one, it's impressive. He's making his way up into the upper sections of Ticktock Clock. He goes for a strange strat where he collects only 1 red coin. He actually collected 2 by accident, but you only need 1. He exited the room, he went back into the room, and bam, the red coin's shine was right there, despite not picking up all 8. He goes into Rainbow Ride, does the Flood Preserve setup, leaves. Dignity is now currently struggling on, what's it called? this room that I can't remember the name of. Bowser in the fire sea, that's it. Vertic making his way up to collect flood nozzles. Going into Cave of Empuzzlement. This is an interesting part of the game. I mentioned last time there is a warp out of bounds here, where you get warped to Bowser in the Fire Sea, where Dignity currently is. I almost said Jason. Where did that come from? But there's no reason to do it in a run, and I don't think any of us figured out a reasonable way to do it yet. I think Vexter might have done it on TAS once. Anyway, Vertic is now going into Rainbow Ride with the setup that he just made earlier, so he now has the floods that he collected in Cave of Empuzzlement, which is confusing, but it makes sense when you think about it. He goes for a Shine Cancel, he gets it, and he's now rocketing along to get out faster. I don't think I've seen anyone do that before, it's interesting. He uses a double rocket to get up faster. I don't know what Dignity is doing. He is rocketing up to the cruiser and shine cancelling there. Ooh, he misses the shine cancel. That's actually going to lose him quite a bit of time. That is an unfortunate one to miss. You lose quite a lot of time from that. It doesn't matter though, because Dignity is struggling. And also not moving, apparently. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, he's back. Making his way up to the upper areas, going for the Mansion Shine, I believe. That's an interesting strat. That certainly streamlines it a bit. I haven't seen anyone do that before. Oh, you were talking to Dignity? Okay, alright. Unhinged. Dignity is doing a wind buffer, which is where you walk into a wind box and then pause buffer it, and it gives you way more speed than it's supposed to. Vertic, I think, is now going up into the final Bowser level. Yeah, Vertic is making his way towards the final Bowser. You will now see him use the shortcut that I mentioned earlier, which you're allowed to use now because you have all the shines, even though that's not how you're supposed to do it. He's on 23 pace. Is that world record? Well, that could be world record. The world record is 23:46. That is according to Freezer. I doubt that's possible, to be honest, given that he missed the shine cancel. I don't think he is on world record pace, actually, but he's going fast. As Vertic pretty much always does. I think he might have got one of the world records in a race once, but I forget. You are not on world record pace, Dignity. Shut up. Vertic doesn't go for a platform skip, which suggests that he probably doesn't think he's on world record pace, because if he was, he would go for it. This is a difficult section with a lot of irritating bullet bills. As you can see, Vertic is struggling to get through with the damage boosts. He goes for a rocket storage. He slightly misses it, but survives. There's a zip coming up, which is where you get pushed along the collision by squishing yourself against the roof, and it teleports you to the end of the room for some reason. Vertic makes his way into Fake Bowser. You'll see why we call it Fake Bowser soon. 24 pace, that's still good. The cycles in this fight are a bit hard to explain, so I won't bother. I'll explain Dignity in the meantime. Dignity is doing something. I don't know. He's going to shine cancel that shine. He misses it. Did he just do a pause jump? I don't know what a pause jump is. Why is Dignity is currently in the last level of the game, which you don't need to go to on NMS. I don't know what he's doing. He's just enjoying himself. I think he's no, okay, he's not. Yeah, he went to EOTMK, which is Edge of the Mushroom Kingdom, which is the final level that you're meant to do after you beat the game. Which is definitely not necessary on NMS. Vertic has killed Fake Bowser. You can tell it's Fake Bowser because it's a robot and it explodes. Vertic is making his way up through the space section, which is probably one of my favorite sections of the game. Does that actually... that doesn't invalidate the run. How would that invalidate the run? Vertic goes for a double rocket and makes it. Double rockets are very useful. You use it to skip most of Bowser 3. Well, not most of it, but a lot of it. You need 63 shines to be... Yeah, that's a fair point. That is actually a major skip, technically. That is a major skip, but I don't think that's against the rules technically. Vertic making his way into True Bowser. This is the actual Bowser fight. Takes 3 throws, just as the other ones did. 1, 2. I jumped the gun a bit. 3. And he makes it. Okay. He goes into the final section. Dignity is currently suffering in Red Shine. This coming up will be the last section of the game. This is the escape sequence, which is the fastest part of the game. I think Dignity just ended his time. Wow, Dignity world record. Okay. Vertic making his way into escape 1. And I'm going to try my best to explain it as he goes through. Okay, Dignity is, like, openly cheating now. Vertic makes his way through escape 1. He does a double rocket. He doesn't. He's using turbo to get through here fast. He uses turbo again. He jumps across multiple enemies to get across without losing any speed. And he stores a rocket and makes it to the end. And that's time. 24-27 versus Dignity forfeiting. To be 100% clear, the times that are shown currently, Vertic's time is correct. Dignity forfeited. But it was a good run. I think they both did very well. Vertic reset his time, so I won't be able to read what it said, but it was like 24 something, and then Dignity forfeit. But both were doing pretty well. It was good. I think we are able to we have time for interviews, which I think means that Vertic is going to join the air soon, which ought to be interesting. I'll be able to talk to him. I haven't done that in a while. If anyone has any questions for Vertic, feel free to ask them here. I will read them out to him. Dignity is also going to prepare himself. I think he's going to... I can see him in the setup. Ah, hello. Hello, Vertic. How are you doing? How was that race?
Well, pretty good for me, not gonna lie. I don't know,
It was pretty good, yeah.
Was it interesting to watch and commentate?
It was, yeah. It was interesting seeing... You were pretty much neck and neck with Dignity for a good portion of the starting part. It sort of gradually spread out, but it was a very good run. It was interesting to see you go through, and I think you missed the cruiser shine cancel, didn't you?
Yeah, the last shine cancel.
So you were doing really well, and that despite you missing probably one of the most punishing shine cancels, you still managed to get a really good time.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised with what I ended up getting. I felt pretty stressed for some reason before the run and during the run as well. I just felt myself, how do I describe it? Felt a little feeling in my stomach and a little bit of a shivering in my hands. I thought for sure I would get like a 27 or so, but no, I just cranked it. It's just that easy, man.
Yeah, you did really well. In fact, I think the time that you got is actually still first on the leaderboard. I mean, it's like worse than your PB, but it's better than second place. So
I won.
yeah, Dignity, you did really well. It is on. I'll switch over to Dignity temporarily. Dignity, you did actually do really well. You had a good run going. It is unfortunate that it kind of fell apart when your inputs died, but it was a good run. You were doing really well. And in fact, as I said to Vertic earlier, you were basically neck and neck with him for a good portion of the earlier parts of the run. And you did a lot of shine cancels really well. Vertic missed the cruiser shine cancel. I don't know if you saw. You were both doing really well. Is there anything that you have to say about that run, other than obviously that you were memeing for part of it?
I won.
Dignity did not win. He's lying, but he did do really well. Anything else?
Winner.
Vertic sucks.
Yeah, I forfeit. I actually agree. Dignity is the real winner. I give him the.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
That was the last race. That was the last race.
Also, Dignity actually broke the rules. Technically, Dignity broke the rules because he went to Edge of the Mushroom Kingdom without having the sufficient shine count, which means he technically made a major skip.
Your Honor, I have the capability of changing the rules. It's now allowed to go to EOTMK.
You
No
did
one can
arbitrary
stop.
rule execution. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Either way, very good runs. Anything either of you want to say, or any questions that anyone has for either of the runners?
Dignity was actually able to stay with me for early game. That's pretty correct because I remember my pace out of Green Shine. Well, for me it was a pretty good pace because Green Shine itself was good. So was Dignity
So
actually neck and neck with me?
He was neck and neck with you for like sort of definitely for the any percent part, and then into I think by the time you had finished Green Shine Vertic, I think Dignity was like a bit through the first phase. I think so. He was behind, but not by much.
because
Oh,
of
that's
the
pretty good. Pretty
input.
good.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, because the input problems. Because I'm not sure if
My
you saw, but his inputs like froze.
my game did a funny ooh, and it trolled me.
Funny.
Oh,
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, very funny how every time I'm on a good run on a race with Dignity, his game kind of decides to do a bit of
Just
trolling.
dies. Yeah, that seems to be the pattern. To be clear, it's not very often in this game that something like that happens. It's strange that it always happens to Dignity, though.
Super Mario 63 is personalized.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I don't know if Vertic can see chat, but I can see chat, so I can ask him anything.
I should probably take a look at the chat. Hold the phone, guys. Hold the phone. I'm coming.
I'm going to easily destroy the entire losers bracket. No chance.
That's a good point. Yeah, to be fair, you are probably going to be the best in the losers bracket. You are very good at it.
Unless Thomas C goes to or Napster goes to the losers bracket.
Oh, I'm being told that we need to wrap up very, very shortly, so I should probably make this sharp. Just to remind you, we have Vertic03, I believe, on twitch.tv. If someone could run the chat commands, that'd be nice. Vertic03, sorry, 03 on twitch.tv. Dignity SR on twitch.tv, not switch.tv. I'm making a fool of myself here. And of course, me, GT Crayon on twitch.tv. That's Crayon with an E. Any of you have any closing statements?
I win.
Good. And Vertic, any closing statements?
I win, but real.
All right. Okay. Goodbye.
All right. See ya.
All right. See ya. Have a nice day. And have a nice day to everyone else who attended. Thank you very much for showing up. I have been your commentator Crayon once again. That was Vertic03 and Dignity SR on twitch.tv. And I will be seeing you hopefully in like 4 hours because there's another race. See you soon.